I'm going to say it, and I'm not even going to feel bad about it. That was the dumbest halftime show I've ever seen in my entire life. That was pointless. That was a waste. I feel like, can I, like, get that time in my life back?
Holy fucking shit.
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke, put a baby.
Yo, what's good, family? It's your boy Rob, and welcome back to the Golden Pulse. Today, we're diving deep into Kendrick Lamar's 2025 Super Bowl halftime performance. Because you already know he had a message in there. Was it a hidden warning, a response to the industry, or just straight up artistry at its finest? Let's break it down. But before we get into it, do me a solid, like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel more than you know. Alright, let's get to it.
The worst fucking halftime show.
You know, it's not even surprising to me that certain people are calling this the worst Super Bowl performance ever. Those same certain people lost their damn mind a week ago because of the Grammys, so I saw this coming. Before the 2020s, do you know how many Super Bowl performances I had to sit through, fast forward, and just chalk it up that this ain't for me? And not just Super Bowl performances, but beauty standards, standards about whether or not you're intelligent, standards about weight, not taking into account that certain women carry more body fat and muscle mass in certain areas than other women do, standards about whether or not the way my hair naturally grows out my head is appropriate in the workplace. And for a couple of hours on 2 separate Sundays, those certain people cannot fathom what it feels like to not be centered. I really love that Black people are starting to live our lives in a way to where we're not centering other people in our conversations and our art, because that right there is where true freedom exists.
This man is a menace disguised as a cutie patootie. Everyone wanted to know if Kendrick Lamar was going to perform Not Like Us during his Super Bowl halftime show performance. Not only did he perform the song, he also directly called out Drake for loving to sue. In case you don't know, Drake filed a lawsuit against his own record label, UMG, for releasing and promoting Not Like Us. During the halftime show performance, Kendrick says, "Ladies, I want to perform their favorite song, but I know they love to sue." And in the song where he says, "Say Drake, I hear you like him young," he literally looks at the camera with his cutie patootie big ass smile. Like I said, the man is a menace. And his performance had some very special guests, including SZA, Samuel L. Jackson, and Serena Williams. Having the Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam during the show, he says, "Too ghetto, too loud." In this current political climate, while the president is in the building. This was Kendrick's way of calling out the president and the government. Not to mention, at one point during his performance, he's standing in the middle of all of his dancers, and they are positioned to look like the American flag. Everything this man does is so strategic. I love it. Kendrick opened the show by saying, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy." SZA came out looking so beautiful in all red. She performed All the Stars and Luther with Kendrick. And let me just say, her makeup looked absolutely flawless. And then there's Serena Williams, who popped out dancing during Not Like Us. In case you forgot, Serena and Drake dated in the past. He also briefly dated SZA. And in 2022, Drake released a song called Middle of the Ocean, where he shaded Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian. He says, "Sidebar Serena, your husband a groupie." He claimed, "We don't got a problem, but no boo, it's like you coming for sushi." So I have a feeling Serena was more than willing to dance on stage at the Super Bowl during a Drake diss. This was one of my all-time favorite Super Bowl halftime show performances. Let me know what you think and follow me for more.
Clearly, Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance went all the way over some people's heads. But what if I were to tell you that was the whole point? Judging by Twitter, the American people need to work on their ability to recognize symbolism. Samuel L. Jackson introduced Kendrick Lamar dressed up as Uncle Sam. Now this is tough because his name's Sam and he's older, so Uncle Sam, Unc Sam. But also the term Uncle Sam is a metaphor for the American government and the American people. So that's who he's representing. Keep that in mind. After Kendrick performed Squabble Up, the camera pans over to Uncle Sam and he's visibly angry. He tells Kendrick, screaming, to tighten up, and that's because Squabble Up is a song derived from violence and rooted in West Coast culture, which is not the music that the American people want to hear. Symbolism. A few songs later, Kendrick brings SZA out, plays the mega hits, Luther, All the Stars. Uncle Sam says something to the effect of, "Here we go, that's more like it, this is what the people want to hear." Remember, Uncle Sam represents the American people, and if you were watching the halftime show, then it was clear the crowd reacted more to those songs. That is not a coincidence, rather it was done by design. It was the entire point. So if you're one of those people on Twitter talking about that show was ass, my question to you would be, how does it feel to be made fun of on national TV and have no idea what was going on?
All right, so you guys want a Super Bowl super breakdown. Here it is. Let's get into it. Now, first, this was a game within a game, but more importantly, it was about symbolism. Like where it says game over at the end of Kendrick's performance, stating it's game over for Drake, and these symbols on the stage, which are the same logos a PlayStation controller has. But just the day before, the PlayStation Network has a global 24-hour blackout. Not to mention, it also states warning, wrong way. So I will keep my eyes peeled for a blackout this year. Hopefully not, but let's keep going. And like I said, a game within a game, because why is Patrick Mahomes wearing eagle green? They are telling you without telling you. I mean, the fact that it was Barkley's birthday, February 9th, Cooper's birthday, February 9th, Super Bowl 59, February 9th, and their jerseys combined was 59. Also, a week before the game, Kendrick wins 5 Grammys for Not Like Us in 2025. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9, 59. Say it with me now, a game within a game. I even gave you guys the script in real time on what the next play was. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Okay, we're at full tinfoil hat mode at this point. So the final score was 40-22, which is Oppenheimer's birthday, 4/22, the godfather of the atom bomb, which actually came from the project he headed up called the Manhattan Project. So you mean to tell me Trump, who attended the Super Bowl, we had an explosion in front of Trump Tower earlier this year, like a bomb going off, and the original Trump Tower is in Manhattan? Oh, but it gets better. Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wild, her father was a football player and broadcaster who is in a movie called Black Sunday, which is about a Palestinian terrorist using a blimp as a weapon during Super Bowl. And yes, this movie came out 47 years and 45 weeks to the date of the Super Bowl, and Trump is the 45th and the 47th president. And didn't we see a Palestinian protester crash the halftime performance? Say it with me now, a game within a game. Also, I found this pretty interesting because this logo is supposed to be upright, so why is that? Now, I could be wrong, but it definitely looks like this Freemason apron, just saying. All in all, is this a warning of a game over scenario, of a blackout or explosion scenario this year? Let's hope not. And as always, let me know what you guys think down below.
But like, you're missing the most important part. Samuel L. Jackson was Uncle Sam. He was trying to narrate the show, direct the show, and K-Dot was like, no, I'm gonna do it my fucking way. Uncle Sam said, you're being too loud. Then he said, you're being ghetto. And then K-Dot slowed it down, and Uncle Sam was like, okay, see, nice and mellow. But then he picked it back up. Then he said, 40 acres and a mule, now this is bigger than music. Very clear, obvious message. Then he said, the revolution will be televised. In this day and age where social media and TV is everywhere, the revolution will be televised. The right time is the Super Bowl. Fucking everybody's watching it. You picked the wrong guy, Trump. You picked the wrong guy, Trump. Then he had the flag divided with him in the middle. Like, the messaging is so clear, bro. He said, fuck you, Uncle Sam. I'll do what I want. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. This nation's divided. 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than music. The revolution will be televised. And please don't miss the part where Kansas City, who's an absolute dynasty working on their 3rd Super Bowl win in a row, a three-peat, gets demolished because Trump picked them to win. Since Brittany Mahomes is such a MAGA fan, he said, Trump cursed them. It's the Trump curse. Congratulations to the Eagles on their win, and congratulations to K-Dot for an absolute halftime show.
Nope, these are not just eerie warnings for our lives, but we are being warned that they are watching us, and if we don't do something now, we won't survive to the next year. People were terrified after Kendrick Lamar's haunting halftime performance left the crowd in complete shock, with many saying that it's not just a demonic warning, but a horrifying prediction of what America will become, with it already coming true, and none of us will be able to escape this new era. Images showed the hailing of the Freemason to symbolize how America is in trouble and needs to prepare for the worst, with flashing clips also showing the hangman referenced in tarot cards to say Americans are about to be cursed with lots of death. The performance ends with the terrifying phrases "game over" and "warning wrong way" flashed right at where Trump is sitting.
The halftime show wasn't supposed to be entertainment. It was a message laced with symbolism about our government and control. In the lyrics, "The revolution is about to be televised. Right time for the wrong guy." Kendrick Lamar warned the audience to pay close attention. Samuel L. Jackson, dressed as Uncle Sam, a national personification of the United States, symbolizing our government and our military, embodied patriotism and national identity. But with Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, Kendrick was making a statement. He was telling his people to get ready. The division of the American flag highlighted the division in America. The cops dressed in blue, the Bloods dressed in red. Together, they symbolized a nation that, despite its internal fractures, still strives for unity. The stars and stripes were divided, illuminating the deep divisions within America. Serena Williams' hands, shown lifting the people up, conveyed a message of hope and empowerment. This was more than just a halftime show.
I'm seeing a lot of videos showing how bored Kendrick had the audience at the Super Bowl halftime show. They were on their phones, they were not dancing, they were not moving, they did not care. And I'm not surprised. Are you surprised that an audience full of rich white people who can afford to go to a football game that costs $8,000 at minimum per ticket didn't care about a black man rapping about racial inequality, the wealth gap, and discrimination while having free Sudan and free Palestine flags waving? Come on, wake up. He wasn't performing for them. It was for us at home. They would have been moving if it was Snoop Dogg and Nelly rapping about absolutely nothing at the inauguration.
It's your uncle, Sam. And this is the great American game.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto.
It's been a day for me. How long?
Scorekeeper, deduct one life.
Out. Slow.
That's what America wants. Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this.
Oh no. It's a cultural divide. I'm gonna get it on the floor. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music. Turn this TV off. Turn this.
That was the worst Super Bowl halftime show I've ever seen, and Kendrick fans are already saying that, oh, this is a race thing. Nobody was saying this about Beyonce's halftime show. Because Beyonce's halftime show, unlike Kendrick's, had amazing choreography. Kendrick's choreography was boring. It had amazing costume design. Kendrick's costume design was boring. It had amazing set design. Kendrick's sets were boring. And Beyonce performed a wide list of songs that actually resonate with a large portion of the US population. You can't say the same thing for Kendrick's performance. Beyonce's performance was also musically impressive. You can also not say the same thing about Kendrick's performance. I think a lot of artists nowadays think that if their art has political messaging in it, then it doesn't have to be impressive on a surface level, like musically and aesthetically, visually impressive. And that's just not and never will be true, especially for the Super Bowl halftime show. People want a halftime show that is both visually and musically impressive, and Kendrick's performance was neither of those things.
This video is for Samuel Jackson and Samuel Jackson only, and I'm going to do my best to get through it without crying, but I cannot make any promises. But I want to explain why his role as Uncle Sam hit me so hard, why it was my favorite part of the entire performance, and why it's making me emotional. Now, while his entire performance as Uncle Sam was stellar, it was jarring, it was challenging, it was so many things, there is one line that he said that has really hit a lot of us deeply, and I know it hit me deeply. And that was the deduct one life line. Now, for those who don't know, Uncle Samuel Jackson has been about that life. He has been a part of the civil rights movement. He was a part of the Black Panther movement. He has done protests, and he has seen, touched, and felt the hard work our ancestors endured for us to have our freedoms that we have today, if you can say we have freedoms. But the reason why the deduct one lifeline hit me so deeply is because that was the tail end of him saying, oh, you got your buddies with you. Cultural cheat code. Scorekeeper, deduct one life. You know who I thought about? MLK Jr. Us being a community, they don't like that. That is the cultural cheat code. So what do they do whenever we get together in camaraderie and remind ourselves of who we are? They deduct one life. Did y'all know that Samuel Jackson was an usher at Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral? This is where I get a little emotional, because who better to talk about playing the game than an elder Black man whose hands have touched the result of us trying to play and beat the game? Who better to talk about playing the game than a man who has been around and seen it all, done it all, and tried to navigate it all? Who better than to tell you how to play the white man's game than a Black man who has survived it, you know? Samuel Jackson, if you ever get to see this, I hope you understand and know just how revered and appreciated you are in the Black community. And as much as it saddens me that even in you being an elder, you still are saying the same things and fighting for the same thing you have spent your entire life fighting for, I hope you know that your role in this halftime show, I don't think I even fully grasp the impact that it has and will have for years to come.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. The wrong guy. The wrong guy. Oh no! It's a cultural divide. I'ma get it on the flow. You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music. You really about to do it? Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. They get on it like that. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like.
Wake up. That halftime performance was a message. He did that for us. Now, some of y'all missed the message because y'all was too busy talking about Drake, okay? Listen, when he said the culture was being divided, 40 acres and a mule, do y'all understand that that was a promise that was never fulfilled? When he said they rigged the game, but you can't fake influence, when that man said the revolution is being televised, when he had the U.S. flag full of Black and brown people, and then it divided, when that man said it is bigger than music, he also told y'all to turn the televisions off, and y'all didn't understand it. Y'all kept watching. Listen, Kendrick understood the assignment, and he said, right time, wrong guy. They not like us. Listen, I need my people to get it together, because y'all missed it. Y'all missed it.
Any Black man or woman who said that this Super Bowl performance was trash, clearly you cannot see. When I say he got up there and held it down for God's chosen people, not the culture.
Shakes and hugs. The energy only circulate through us. Everybody must be judged. But this time God only favoring us.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 49. For the Lord will bring a nation against you from afar, from the ends of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies. A nation whose language you will not understand. If you read the curses and blessings in Deuteronomy, then you know we were scattered abroad amongst many nations, and we have been continuously oppressed, and we built this nation, the Hebrews. Ain't these Squid Games? The rich taken from the poor? Or could it symbolize our disobedience would put us in captivity, and now we in a nation
Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
Saying be humble amongst an American flag assembled by black folks? Even after everything y'all done to divide us and destroy us, don't get it twisted. We know who we are. We know who we belong to. And you know what it means if we come together. Be humble.
Do you really know how to play the game?
And we all know we got plenty of Uncle Tom who don't want us to stand up to master. Keep playing the game.
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the mule.
A lot of black folks probably just wanted to twerk and talking about unaliving each other and drugs. Don't even get me started on the prison yard he had.
Perform like this, perform like this. Y'all shoot what do what?
Yeshua's new weapon, and y'all thought this was about Drake? If y'all see me make this face, no. I know. I'm a child of the Most High.
Kendrick promised us storytelling for his Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm about to tell you exactly what story he told.
What should people expect to see and understand about Sunday's performance?
Storytelling. The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
Yo, you straight?
Yeah, I'm good. The story begins with Samuel L. Jackson playing the role of the government, aka Uncle Sam.
I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love the sue.
What song?
Yeah, that song.
That song?
No, it's been a long fight.
The stage that Kendrick performed on was in the shape of a PlayStation controller, basically insinuating that America is a game, and if you play by the rules, everything will go smooth.
That's what America wants. Nice and calm. Don't mess this.
You know Kendrick is gonna break all the rules, so what does he do? Regardless of the defamation lawsuit,
Say, Drake, I hate you like I'm young.
Hey, it's okay. Almost over.
No.
Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor.
It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit, and that's all.
Kendrick Lamar is a lyrical genius, and if you don't believe me, you're wrong. The A minor line in Not Like Us works in so many ways. Of course, there's a minor, obvious, but also if you're a musician, you might know that A minor is the relative minor to C major. Now, C major and A minor are two of the most simplistic keys in music because they have no sharps and no flats. So if you're a beginning musician, you might learn to play things in C major or A minor because they're the easiest keys to play, easiest keys to compose music in, but also check out A minor. All white keys.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! No! That is not happening right now!
Is this not sitting right with anybody else? One of the few disses that Drake was able to get off about Kendrick was, why you always rapping like you're trying to get the slaves freed? And we were all like, that ain't it. And now post Super Bowl, a bunch of people are like, oh man, it was boring. I get the message, but why you ain't play the hits? I mean, are y'all hearing it? It's like a stone's throw away from Dance Monkey Dance. It's the Super Bowl. Why you always rapping like you're trying to get the slaves freed? Are you hearing it?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Kendrick Lamar was not performing to entertain you. I know. You've grown accustomed to seeing art as a form of entertainment. And it can be a form of entertainment, but that's only one piece of the pie. Art is also a form of communication. Art is a form of storytelling. Art is a form of protest. Art is a number of things. And just because you didn't get your little kicks and your hee-hee and like, oh, I really love that song, doesn't mean it didn't serve its purpose. You should know the difference.
Question: how much more bootlicking can some of y'all do? I expected the racists to be upset. Some of my own people, and I get not everybody understands symbolism. If you think any of this shit was just for entertainment, you not seeing the bigger picture. Also realize that everybody can't go. Some of y'all asses gonna be left behind. Picture this man doing a whole performance talking about freedom and liberation of our people, and you're mad. Go sit with your master, for real.
Kendrick Lamar is so talented, apparently a game took place during his show. This halftime show was pure art, and it was much deeper than a diss to Drake. Let's first address how he says the revolution's about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. We are in the age of revolution, and it's going to be digital. We are no longer falling for the narratives that the mainstream media pushes. He's telling you he's not going to be the one to fall in line, but he's speaking in the form of the collective. We are no longer being docile and conforming to what the government wants. We are standing up for what we believe in. You have Samuel L. Jackson narrating the show as Uncle Sam saying, "Welcome to America's game," which we all know isn't football, but the game that the government plays with us. Samuel L. Jackson says, "Do you really know how to play the game? It's too loud, too ghetto, tighten up." So Kendrick follows it up with, "Sit down, be humble, because that's what America wants from us." Notice how he's in a divided flag representing a divided nation. Yet you have the Crips dressed in blue, Bloods dressed in red coming together united regardless of their differences and hatred towards one another. If you studied every successful revolution in history, unity is the main ingredient. After they're united, Uncle Sam comes by and says, "Oh, I see you brought your homeboys," which is the culture cheat code. Deduct a life. My mind instantly thought of Fred Hampton, how he united rival gangs and the government deducted his life. I also noticed how their sweatsuits look like the ones from Squid Games, which is a representation of capitalism. How people at the bottom continue to fight amongst one another for the money at the top, which accomplishes nothing. Now let's address SZA's performance. When SZA's performing, she's on an inverted triangle, which was symbolic of the feminine goddess energy used in the creation of the world, which often gets left out because of our patriarchal society, which panders towards religious ideologies that make women subservient to men. She's also surrounded by people in red and white sweatsuits, which could be a reference to Handmaid's Tale, where women are also suppressed. Afterwards, Uncle Sam comes back out and says, "Yes, this is what America wants. Nice, calm, don't mess this up." Kendrick responds with 40 acres and a mule, how this is bigger than music. For those of you all who have whitewashed history, those are the 40 acres that were promised to enslave black people. He follows that up by saying, "You can rig the game, but you can't fake influence," which is literally how the music industry and the political system in America is set up. This halftime show met history at the right moment. Kendrick used his influence on the greatest stage in front of the leader of our country to remind you all to stand up for what you believe in. He performed not like us, knowing he would face consequences, but he did it anyway. What's even more iconic is he brings out Serena Williams and she crip walks on stage, which she was scolded for after winning a tennis match. This performance was a message of defiance to the collective consciousness and a reminder that it is us versus them. Last but not least, after he performed Turn the TV Off, I hope you turned your TV off, because it's time we stop willingly watching the distractions that are dividing us and start focusing on the people who are truly dividing us.
And black people, I'm just going to say this. Watching Beyonce win Album of the Year, and then watching Kendrick give us the halftime performance of a lifetime, and then watching Philadelphia win the Super Bowl, oh bitch, I am feeling like we are on 100,000 trillion. I am feeling like this is the best Black History Month we've ever had. And I know there will be people who say, "Oh, these are superficial wins. These are millionaires and billionaires making more money and having more wins." Okay, you're welcome to feel that way. Me, myself, I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling motivated, and I will be running with this shit, okay? Running with this shit. I'm feeling good. I will be Serena Williams crip walking into every meeting, every gathering, every institutional organization situation for the rest of this month. That's the energy I am bringing into the rest of February, okay? That's that. That's it.
Let Us See sung the national Black anthem. John Batiste sung the national anthem. Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, performed at the halftime show with all black dancers who were dressed in red, white, and blue. They formed themselves into the American flag and sent multiple messages throughout the entire performance about what it means to be black in America. And there were other messages weaved throughout the performance that I'm still breaking down. Samuel L. Jackson narrated the entire thing, dressed as Uncle Sam. Serena Williams made an appearance and danced. My wife SZA performed. And then to top it all off, the Eagles won against the Chiefs 40-22. The Eagles, their quarterback, Jalen Hurts, is a black man. The revolution was televised. The revolution was televised, and it was televised on one of the largest stages ever. Good night, and happy Black History Month.
The production, your costuming, the lighting, choreography, tenderness. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. God, that's what I'm talking about. It was so black ass. It was black ass.
Oh. Oh, he fucking with. Oh! Oh!
Come on, man!
Bro, what the fuck?
Special intro for it, like this. You better head on that cell block.
Oh no!
Hey, minor!
That fucking stadium is so loud!
You're fucked, buddy! You're fucked!
Oh, damn it. Yo.
I don't know.
Please get Mustard out there. It did look like her.
Mustard! Mustard!
Yes.
Somebody gotta do it!
Yes, get Mustard out there. Woo! Game over! Oh my god!
I don't know who the backup dancer who held these flags was, and the story is crazy. His name is Zulkarnain, and he's an artist based out of New Orleans. He told The Intercept that he can't live in America, live in the lap of luxury while those are suffering without trying to help or bring attention to it. After auditioning, he was one of the 400 people who was accepted to be a background dancer for Kendrick's performance. But then he decided to make this choice of using his platform and the opportunity that he had to hold up the signs of Sudan and Gaza and bring more awareness to them on such a national platform. He was able to hold the sign up for about 30 minutes until the security wrestled him and took him off the field. And even though they kept him for questioning, they weren't able to keep him and they didn't charge him with anything. If you want to support him, this is his Instagram page. Make sure you go follow him and send him some love. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you follow me for more content like this.
Ambu, the performer who raised a Sudanese-Palestinian flag during Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show, has no regrets about his protest, which he says was a message of solidarity with the victims of conflicts in Sudan and Gaza. The self-proclaimed freedom fighter explained that his actions were inspired by his faith in Islam, not politics. Nantambu, who had been hired as a participant in the show and was involved in the Super Bowl preparations for 2 weeks, unfurled the flag on a car prop during Lamar's set, ran around the field, and was quickly removed by security, exposing a significant security lapse at the event. While banned from NFL stadiums for life, he has not been charged. Nantambu maintains the protest was not part of Lamar's performance, stating that the rapper had no prior knowledge of his actions. Despite facing backlash, Nantambu has been praised on social media for drawing attention to the conflicts and standing up for Muslims in these regions. Did you notice this during the halftime performance?
Yo, check this out. That is crazy work. That lady brought a voodoo doll to the Super Bowl and kept poking it like crazy. Bruh. Now, I personally don't really believe in those types of things, but it wouldn't surprise me. Now, I know that's a thing that some people down there in the New Orleans area practice, but bruh.
Alright, y'all, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you think about these topics in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And above all else, stay safe out here. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.
Everybody need to watch this video.
In 5 years, we're going to see 415,000 low-orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day. They're putting in 5G. harvest our data and control our behavior. Digital currency that will allow them to punish us from a distance and cut off our food supply.